We're here today because Emma Brooke, one of our team members, has been nominated for Futuro's True Advisor Award.
Well, I'm originally from Tasmania, so a little place called Queenstown on the west coast of Tasmania. And my husband and I, we had a 1-year-old daughter, and we decided to move because there wasn't a lot of opportunity there, and we felt like we needed a change. So we packed up our stuff, sold our house and moved up to Queensland, and the first place we stopped was Tannum Sands, which is where I live now. I wasn't working for a while. We had a second child here, and then I actually applied for a trainee accountant's role at GTC, but unfortunately didn't get that. But they called me back the next day and said there was an admin role in the financial planning area. So I thought, okay, I'll give that a try. I hadn't really heard about financial planning before or had anything to do with it, but I just wanted to start back in the workplace, so I took that role.
Good.
And
so that's how you got into financial planning. You started off as admin?
Yeah, started off as admin and really enjoyed it. So I did all the study and worked my way up to becoming an authorised representative with Futuro in 2008.
What do you like most about being a financial planner?
Well, maths was my favourite subject at school. A bit nerdy, but anyway. And I really loved working with people and helping people. So it combines both things that I like calculations and people. So when I started as an authorised representative, I sort of just did reviews for clients to start with. But once I started meeting new clients, the first client that I remember doing something well for was a lovely elderly couple that were accounting clients. They were business clients of the accounting team, and they wanted to retire. He owned a truck, and he'd stopped driving, and he sold his truck, and they wanted to know what they should do to set them up for retirement. We went through their situation. They didn't really have a lot. They don't really have a lot of money, and we were applying for the age pension. And what I found out was that they didn't sign up for the pension bonus scheme because he worked past age pension age. He was entitled to something. So we had to fight Centrelink a bit. So we wrote some letters and had to go through all their hours of the work that they've done past 65 and gather all of that and put the application in. And we were actually successful. We got them an extra $40,000 to start their retirement, which to them, $40,000 was a lot of money. And so,
if I recall, they didn't have much money in superannuation.
No, they had about 150 between them. So 40 grand on top of that is
almost 30% of what they had.
So they were over the moon, and I really felt that was the first client that I'd done something on my own for. So
Emma, one of the other clients that you provided a lot of help and support for was Jeff and Gail Lenz.
Jeff and Gail were already clients of GTC when I started, so I had to build that relationship and get to know them. So I started doing their reviews, and they're just lovely people, and I had a good connection with them, I guess. So we went on and did all their reviews, and their plan was going according to plan, and then Jeff decided that he wanted to retire earlier. So he was sick of working at QAL, and he came to yourself and I, and he came to me and wanted to talk about, could he do it? Could he retire at 61? Or retire early, because his plan had him retiring at 65. So we worked with them to work out how they could achieve that and whether they'd have enough money to live.
Jeff and I were both born in Gladstone. We were married 36 years when we moved to Woodgate. That was always the plan, that he did not want to retire in Gladstone, and we moved down to heaven on earth. So we're very lucky. But a lot of this came, if Jeff hadn't have been the forward thinker that he was, we wouldn't have got there, because he planned very much for the future, and Emma helped us along the way planning for that future.
Good. So before you moved to Woodgate, what did you both do?
Jeff worked at QAL as a central control room operator, a supervisor rather, and I worked at Tallua High Tuck Shop as a canteen convener.
Yeah. Feeding those hungry kids?
Yes, loved every minute of it. Spent 15 years there. Jeff worked at Queensland in different positions, not always in the central control room. Worked outside, Section 5 to start with, into Section 2. And he worked there 32 years. Yeah, 32 years. And in the last, it would have been in the last, I can't remember how many years he was in the control room, but that's when we really started to decide what to do with our future.
So you've been dealing with Emma for a while now?
Yes, for quite some time now.
Yeah, so tell me, how's that worked for you and how do you feel about it?
She's been a godsend. It's been exceptional actually, because we've had we had our reviews, and she was always on the end of the telephone, and when we had our reviews she talked to us in plain English that we could understand. Both Jeff and I have limited education. I went to year 10. I don't even think Jeff he finished at grade 8. He would have liked to have gone on, but that didn't happen. But anyway, we decided when it came for Emma, when she was helping us through each review, she always put us in the best place to be, as far as our investments went, and whether we needed to make any changes, or and we always got the best advice. And as I say, always in plain English, which was big help.
Gail, you've been through a really hard time over the last 6 months. Probably a bit longer than that, actually. Can you just tell us what's happened in your life?
Well, Jeff decided to retire in 2011. He'd had enough. He said, I can't go on to 65, I've had enough, I can't do it anymore. He was in a very stressful job, and we had the land at Woodgate. We decided, right, we're going to build. He said, we're going down there. So that, when it came, we thought, okay, the houses were selling really well at the time, but we thought it could take a while before we sold our home. But we wanted to get going on the construction of the house. Well, Emma just went way out of her way, getting us a construction loan, because she went to the Commonwealth Bank, which we were clients of. Didn't want to know us. She got onto Bank of Queensland. They helped us a lot, but most of that, I'd say 99.9% of that help came from Emma. She lined it all up for us. She got the meetings for us, and got the ball rolling. We had the construction loan all ready to go, and we sold our home. So we didn't have to use it in the end. We were very lucky. We've got a very good price for our home. We built the house of our dreams. This is the hard part, because that's where Jeff always wanted to go. Never only was retired 2 years. When he found out he had, it was 2 years. 2013 he found out he had lung cancer, brought about by asbestos and Queensland alumina. And we thought, well, we told Emma what was happening, and she just guided us to make sure we were okay, if there's anything we needed at any time to call her. But we were so lucky that everything was already set up with our superannuation, our pension fund, guiding us through that pension fund and setting all up that for us. I mean, I don't know how many hours the girl put in, but my God, it's the best thing that we ever had. And I'm set up for life. I wish my husband was here to enjoy it, because he had the shed of his dreams, he had the house of his dreams, he lived in paradise, and it's been hard, but Emma's always at the end of the phone if I need her. Sorry.
That's okay.
Do you want a minute, girl?
No.
Very tough journey.
It's been a tough. He passed away in April of this year. But our finances have never worried us because we knew they were in good hands. Because Emma would go out of her way.
Could you have imagined doing this without having a plan in place or without having Emma to support you?
God no. I don't know where I'd be. I just, and the bills start rolling in, and you think,
Hmm.
And I never worried because I knew everything was fine.
Yeah.
That and if I was worried about something, I'd call Emma, and she put my mind at ease, and
Yeah.
that problem just went away.
Yeah. Isn't that good? So tell me about your plans for the future. I know they don't include Jeff anymore, and that's really sad. But you're in good health, and you've got your family are not far away.
Yeah.
So what are your plans?
Well, at the moment, my children are keeping me quite busy, but I love every minute of it. I've got 3 wonderful granddaughters. Jeff only got to see the last one on the day she was born, and that was it. My plans are to stay as healthy as possible, to play as much bowls as possible. We have a wonderful community in Woodgate. You'd never be bored. I'm also a volunteer member of the Rural Fire Brigade. Just making sandwiches. I'm not going out to fight fires. But Jeff was a member. He was also in Men's Shed, and all those people that, in the short time that we lived there, we've just made so many good friends that people said, "Do you want to leave?" Why? Why would you want to leave?
So in your future going forward, will Emma play a role in that still?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, what will that be?
She'll to guide me to any questions I have about finances, about how we're going, whether I need to pull my head in, or because it's just knowing that she's there if I get into trouble.
Emma, the other thing I'd like to talk about in this interview is the support that we get from Futuro.
When we were moving, the support that we got from Paul and Dennis in fixing everything up was great. The strange thing was that I had to get used to being able to talk to them directly, because with AW I wasn't allowed to call the head office, so it was a different situation that we were in. And over the years I've been able to call on Paul whenever I need technical help or strategic help or anything like that, and so he's played a big role in where I am today.